Hi, my name is Shelby. I have been on semaglutide for about a month now, and I have lost a total of 4 pounds. I'm very much a slow learner. My diet has changed, I would say about a good 60%. I've still sometimes will go and pick up fast food, but I have noticed when I do, I either don't eat all of it or I do make better choices. And I also don't eat out as much as I did before. So my diet has also changed where I am cooking more at home. I am eating more high protein stuff, more high fiber. So what I have noticed since being on semaglutide is that if I eat certain foods, let's say high carb, high oil, such as like Olive Garden pasta, it could really make me sick later on in the night. So I have to be very cautious of what I eat and just make sure I stick with those high proteins, grilled chicken, not fried chicken. And so I have noticed a difference in that. And if I eat overly processed food, it makes me more sick than it did before starting semaglutide. I have noticed that my pants do fit a little bit better. Like I said, I've only lost 4 pounds, but 4 pounds a win is a win, so I will take it. I have noticed that my pants do not feel as tight when I sit down. I've had to adjust the belt one more notch tighter. So I have noticed a sense in that. Another thing I've noticed is that on my in-body, I haven't lost a lot of muscle, but I also haven't been working out. So I'm now going to be incorporating more workouts into my routine, and hopefully I will, gain more muscle and lose more fat over the next month.
She mentioned the term in-body. So what is in-body? In-body is something that we use in the office with all of our weight journey patients, and that is measuring your body composition. So not only are we getting weight, which is what the vast majority of patients are focused on, we're looking at body fat composition, muscle composition, muscle being a key component that we want to measure. If you're losing weight, how much of that is muscle versus fat? And we really want to emphasize burning fat rather than burning through your muscle. So she mentioned that her muscle mass hasn't changed that much, which is a great win. But she also mentioned that she should probably be now incorporating more activity that are related to preserving muscle, which is the resistance exercises that we talked about earlier.
Overall, I feel a lot better than before I started the semaglutide shot. My pants are fitting better. I don't feel like I have too much more energy yet, but I think once I start incorporating working out and not eating any fast food, I'm trying to get that down to 0, I think I'll feel better.
So love the story and thank you for sharing this with us. What I would say is hear some of the commentary that she made in terms of when she eats, let's say, fatty, carbohydrate-rich foods like Olive Garden pasta. She might feel it later and her body's reacting to that. So it gives you kind of that feedback to say, hey, if I want to start making some shifts in my dietary choices, the medication will help guide you towards some of the less processed foods, less carbohydrate-rich foods, and again, focusing more on the protein and maybe more whole grain foods, your fruits, your vegetables, and things like that will make a big difference for you in your journey.
Hi, I'm Robin. I've been on the semaglutide journey for about a month now. I have lost a total of 10 pounds, averaging about 2 pounds a week since I started my journey. My diet's changed quite a bit. I now do a high protein, low carbohydrate diet. I increased my water intake, which has always been a big struggle for me. I still have improvement with that. I avoid fast food, and then if I do have a sweet craving, I tend to do like a Quest bar to kind of help satisfy that. That's a low carb and high protein.
So you just highlighted again how our patient here used this opportunity to really shift the makeup and the composition of what she's eating, going more with the low carb, high protein approach, which is a great adjunct to this weight journey. And she's lost quite a bit of weight. So let's continue to see what she says.
I feel like I have more energy. I definitely, for me personally, feel way more confident, and instead of hiding who I was, being kind of shy. Honestly, I feel like you're almost reborn again, if that makes sense. Like, my personality, I feel like I'm not having to hide. And it's just a huge confident boost for me. So I've gone down a pant size. The biggest change I noticed is also my shoe size. I am now 1 size smaller on my shoes. And on my top, depending on who makes it, can be anywhere from 1 to 2 sizes down. I feel amazing. I wish I would have started this journey sooner. I'm looking forward to what this journey can continue to do for me and my confidence, and also my overall health and getting to a healthier weight to where I have energy. I feel like I can be more active and be myself. I highly recommend, if you feel like you're overweight, don't have as much confidence just because time and life gets hectic in the way, I highly recommend you join the journey and see the changes that you can make throughout your body by doing simple changes. For me, I regret not doing this sooner. I highly recommend it to anyone who wants to achieve their weight loss goals.
So I love hearing these stories, how it's restoring confidence. This is very early on in their stage, so I'd love to just see how this confidence continues to grow as our patients continue on this journey. And we'd love to talk to you about this if you think this is the right journey for you as well. Excited to share some of the updates and results we're at about 4 months now, and what I'm looking at is the in-body results, and what this is, your body composition. So it gives a whole lot of information. The ones I'm going to be focusing on is the percent body fat, so how much fat as a percentage of your weight, as well as muscle. And those are the two things that we really want to focus on, so that as we're trending downwards, we want to see, are we making progress in protecting some of that muscle? We are going to lose a little bit throughout this journey because our body simply doesn't need as much to carry that heavy weight, but we want to make sure it's not at the expense of where the bulk of your weight loss is due to muscle. So as we review this, when we started our journey, she was 257.2, and now we're down to 244.6. So nice, slow, steady decline as well. So that's making a big difference. And our percent body fat has gone down from 53.4 down to 52.5. So we are trending down as well. And we're going to continue to see that as she continues her journey. And muscle, this is more just in terms of poundage of muscle. We've gone from 67 to 64.4. So maybe about 20 or so percent of the weight loss was due to muscle as well. So the majority of that has been fat, which is good. But it's something that I'm definitely going to be encouraging her to really focus on resistance exercises, because I think that's something that we can improve upon. So now when I'm reviewing the photos, we can see the impact where she's lost quite a bit. She's also referred to her pant size and clothes fitting a little bit more loosely on this journey as well. And you can definitely appreciate that from the photos. So I'm very excited to see how the abdominal diameter and the circumference seems to just be shrinking down a little bit. And we're still early stages of this weight journey. So I'm excited to see how we progress. So this patient has also gone through a weight journey. We're about 4 months in as well. And just to review some of her numbers, when we started this journey, she was somewhere around 216.9 pounds, and now we're down to 196. So it's a tremendous amount of change to there. At the same time, when we look at the muscle mass, even though she's lost about 20 pounds, only 2.5 or so was from muscle. We went from 66.6 pounds of muscle down to about 64.2. And probably a bigger change than our last patient in terms of percent of body fat. Before, our patient was starting at 45% body fat, and now we're down to 41.1. So we are seeing these nice little trends. Again, I'm going to be emphasizing making sure she's already on that low carb, high protein diet. So we're going to be focusing on maintaining that habit, as well as making sure that she's staying active, doing those resistant exercises to protect her muscle. Now, looking at her photos, we also see a nice trend as well, where you can kind of tell the circumference of her abdomen is starting to shrink down. I think when we talk to her, she also talks about some increased laxity that she's starting to notice in the skin. That's a very common thing as well. As we lose weight, the skin that's been stretched out at our heavier selves are now starting to deflate and start to have a little bit more laxity. So we'll probably start talking to her about some things that we can do here in the practice that can help focus on skin tightening, so we're not getting discouraged by her weight journey and the impact it has on our skin.
Hey guys, it's Robin here, coming in for a 4-month post our semaglutide treatment. I am down 21 pounds from my journey from starting the semaglutide. My experience has been great. I did titrate on my dose kind of slow just because of personal things going on in my life. My weight loss has been kind of steady and slow. and I was okay with that. With meeting with Dr. Cho for my follow-ups, we decided to stay on some of the lower doses since my weight loss was pretty consistent. I did hit a plateau twice during my journey, but I continue to keep losing weight as this journey continues. Some of the concerns that I have, of course, with anybody who loses weight is obviously the loose skin. You know, being able to figure out how I can achieve having more tighter skin with the laxity that I've had with the weight loss that I've had. I would highly recommend semaglutide to anyone who is looking to lose weight. Obviously, things aren't easy, and this kind of gives you a little boost, kind of helps give you some memento to kind of keep pushing through the weight loss, as the weight loss journey isn't very easy. Otherwise, we'd all be skinny.
Hi, I'm Shelby. I have been on my semaglutide weight loss journey for about 4 months, and I have lost 14 pounds. My experience on semaglutide has been received very well. I titrated up about twice over the 4 months, so I really wanted that slow journey. I didn't want to lose the weight very quickly. It did take my body some time to get used to the medication, especially getting used to what I can and cannot eat. But overall, I have had a pretty good experience on semaglutide. Concerns now are being on semaglutide. I've definitely had to learn what I can and cannot eat. My concern with my body now that I've lost about 14 pounds isn't too much. I have a little bit of laxity in my legs. I have a little bit of laxity in my stomach. It's definitely something I want to probably address once I lose more weight. On semaglutide, I am going to continue the journey and see how much more I can lose, probably by the end of the year. My main concern would be once I get off it is just keeping up with what I have learned by being on the medication. I absolutely would recommend semaglutide to somebody who is either starting on their weight loss journey or has been on a weight loss journey for many years. I know since I've been in high school, I have been on a weight loss journey. I have hypothyroidism. It's hard for me to keep weight off. It's hard for me to be consistent with my eating. So I definitely would recommend this to somebody who just needs that extra little push, because it will be well worth it in the end.